With Democrats controlling a trifecta in state government, Governor Whitmer's 3 gun safety proposals have a much better chance at becoming the law of the land. The governor wants to mandate universal background checks, safe storage laws, and red flag laws. News 8's Byron Tollefson's been asking lawmakers around the Capitol for their reaction to the ideas and whether they think they'll become law. Byron?
Brian, many Republicans I've spoken with don't want to come out with a position because the bills haven't even been introduced yet. But once that happens, Democrats don't expect much trouble in passing the gun safety proposals.
The time for only thoughts and prayers is over.
Governor Gretchen Whitmer wants 3 gun safety measures to become Michigan law this year. And that could happen because Democrats control the House and the Senate. Republican Representative Luke Meerman of Coopersville, the co-chair of the bipartisan school safety task force created after the Oxford shooting, is against Whitmer's proposals, including mandating universal background checks.
Do we see less gun violence? You know, look at New York City, Chicago, even California, some of the most strictest gun control laws we have. Are we seeing less gun violence there in California? I would say, unfortunately, the answer is no.
Democratic Senator Sean McCann of Kalamazoo says these are common sense solutions.
No one should be in a position where they're able to purchase a firearm without being able to clear a background check first. We have guns falling into the hands of the wrong people right now.
The governor's second idea, creating safe storage laws to prevent kids from getting their hands on guns in the home.
Safe storage adds, again, another layer of safety into the equation when you have dangerous weapons lying around that could fall into the wrong hands.
There is liability out there for gun owners now, you know, if a young person gets a hold of that gun. And so telling people to put it in safe gun storage, in my mind, doesn't change the picture a lot. The gun owner themselves are already on the hook. If a young person gets a hold of that gun, they'll be charged.
In Whitmer's last proposal, red flag laws, keeping guns out of the hands of people who are deemed dangerous.
It's temporary. It's a court process. There has to be a lot of evidence that someone presents an extreme danger to themselves or to the public. And that's the tool that would be put in the toolbox for our courts to use.
And how easy is it for someone to make an accusation and thereby removing, you know, lawfully owned guns from someone's house? I sure would want to make sure that that gun owner has some kind of mechanism where they can get back in front of a judge within a matter of days to suggest or give their side of the story.
Instead, Meerman is pushing 14 bills stemming from recommendations by the School Safety Task Force. The measures will be introduced in the House in the next week.
I really think we can all kind of come together and say, these are important things that we need to come and get done.
One proposed change by the task force is already a reality, a school safety and mental health commission. Still to come, they want schools to require more active shooter drills, update their safety plans, and plan more security training for staff. They also want to create 2 new ISD positions for school safety and student mental health.
How can we find those kids and help them before they get to the point where they're thinking of committing violence?
McCann expects Whitmer's 3 proposals to pass, saying Democrats were elected on these ideas, and he'd be surprised if they reverse course now. Other Democrats have told me the same thing. Whitmer does not need any Republican votes. They can pass the Senate as long as she doesn't lose more than 1 Democrat.